Hello, my name is Idah Waringa, a sports journalist based here in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm speaking to you from Moi Sports International Complex Kasarani Stadium, which in essence is the biggest stadium in Kenya. And our story starts here, only that it doesn't start today. I want us to rewind to about 4 years ago in 2013, because it was here that a groundbreaking ceremony was done, graced by then Sports Minister Ababu Namwamba and then FKF President Sam Nyamweya, that was paving the way for one of the biggest sports projects in Kenya, what was to be an international sports academy that was to cost you and I, the taxpayer, 4.5 billion shillings. So it's 4 years later. The first phase was to be done 2 years after 2013. That was to be in 2015. And I'm sure just like me, by now you must be wondering, what happened? So join us as we take on the search to find out.
So for football, we are going to have about four grounds, about 6 grounds. Then 2 of them will try to convince FIFA to make it what we call artificial turfs.
I'm going to need to talk to a couple of people to solve this. I'm hoping current Football Kenya Federation President Nick Mwendwa can at least provide a piece to this puzzle. I remember initially when it was launched, or rather the groundbreaking ceremony was done, they had said that the football area was to have 6 pitches. Now, Nyamweya at the time had said he would talk to FIFA to have 2 of those pitches get artificial turf. Were there any arrangements done to that effect, or did that,
No, No, there's no arrangement. There's no discussion like that.
All right, okay. Will there be any arrangements in the future to do that?
We will seek to collaborate with them on how they're going to handle. Remember, it's a sports academy. It's not only for football.
Yeah.
So there are many other sports that will take part.
Well, granted that it wasn't his regime, nonetheless, the Principal Secretary of Sport in Kenya, Honorable Kirimi Kaberia, granted me a sit-down. Let's see what he had to say on the issue.
It's actually a fully fledged part of the ministry now, and the actual project that you refer to, the one in Kasarani, we have a 10-story building? I think it's about 10-story building that's already up. They are working on the finishing touches. Then they have different pitches for different activities. The facility was to be constructed in 2 phases. The first estimated to cost anywhere between 800 million to 1 billion shillings and set to be complete in 2015. It was to consist of 1 hostel block, 1 rugby, 2 basketball and 2 football pitches. The second phase was to take approximately 3.5 billion shillings and would take longer to complete. It would be the administrative aspect of the project to include the medical and research centers as well as a 3-star hotel.
Definitely it has gone way beyond the time frame which was stated earlier on, and but this is caused by challenges. We made our way over to the proposed site of the project just behind the Kasarani Stadium, and indeed saw that the construction is underway. We were, however, hoping for a bit more, considering it's been more than 4 years. While the 10-story building that's said to be the hostel is indeed up and looking very state-of-the-art, might I add. However, while demarcation has been done for the different pitches, they are yet to be complete. The project has reportedly stalled due to the slow release of funds from the government, with the latest 200 million yet to be provided. Landmark Holdings Limited, a well-established construction and engineering company handling projects such as the proposed Ministry of Energy headquarters as well as the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority HQ, won the tender to construct the first phase. I met with its site agent, Mr. Lwote, who expressed hope in the launch of the project's first phase soon, despite the last payment of 200 million still yet to be paid. All right, so tell us, in regards to the payments, how much has been used so far? We were talking about phase 1 just earlier on. What was phase 1 inclusive of? What was it supposed to cost consolidatedly, and how much has been spent so far? Okay, the initial cost was supposed to be, because this thing is being done in phases. So phase 1 was supposed to cost about 59 million. And so far I think we've consumed, or the ones which has already been paid is about 500 million. The building itself is about 85%, because the things which are just remaining in the building, only the electrical works, that is the electrical fittings, and some of the plumbing works. And on the pitches, we are about 70%, I would say, because we are just remaining with planting grass and then the goalposts. And that's it.
Well, as per the site plan showed to us, the project is one of grand magnitude, inclusive of beach and aquatic sports in Kasarani. Yes, you heard me right. That will be facilitated by the building of a man-made dam.
We're having things like aquatic games. We are having man-made lake, and then we are having bowling. We are having cricket pitch. We are having basketball courts, which are about 6. Football, there are 6. Rugby, there are 3. So it is a big project. Actually, it's a mega project, I would say.
Sports Kenya is a state corporation tasked with the development and maintenance of sports facilities in the country. I reached out to one of their representatives to give us the progress status from their perspective. However, my request was firmly ignored. An important key to note is that it was previously known as the Sports Stadium Management Board, but that was abolished on 25th January 2013 under the Sports Act and reinvented as what is today known as Sports Kenya. So by the time this groundbreaking was happening back in March 2013, it's safe to say that Sports Kenya was fully functional. The thing is, if you visit their website, you do see that the International Sports Academy, otherwise known as the Kenya Sports Academy, is indeed listed as one of their projects. I would have loved a sit down with SK not only on this issue, but to also pick their brain on what's happening with the current state of the Kipchoge Keino Stadium, with recent revelations that the stadium has been left midway through renovations after the government recalled funding for what would have been Chan 2018. How has the transition from the planning to the implementation been?
Okay, I won't say that much because I'm on the contractor side, but what I will say is that okay, it has taken quite long, but those are challenges which are there. I've been there, but we are hoping to deliver this project as early as we can, as early as possible. Maybe by March next year. Yeah.
The challenges that Kenyan athletes face on their way to dominating the global sporting stage are well known. From the tales of corruption and disorganization that rocked the Rio 2016 Olympic team en route to finishing 15th in the world and 1st in Africa, to our women's volleyball team Malkia strikers training without electricity and water, but still beating all the odds to make it to the African Championship final.
So, looking forward, to me, I think the priority is there. This is a very highly placed ministry. But besides that, I also think that the whole country has come to the realization that we must support this in order to provide opportunities and also great chances for our youth.
Such are the ones in need of such a sporting complex. It's infrastructure that would uplift Kenyan sport and do it a whole lot of good. Here's to hoping that phase 1 of the Kenya Sports Academy will be complete and launched soon. Idah Waringa reporting for Bamba Sport, Nairobi.